Ciao, hi all. Today I'm going to show you how to call a Java function from a DMN project. So to implement this, I need to go in a real implementation, so to look at specific DMN implementation. Since I'm familiar with the key offering and the Cogito, I'm going to show you the how to do this in the Cogito implementation. So this is a good starting point. This is a good guide on how to create a Cogito project from scratch based on Quarkus. I will add this link to the comment of this video. And so let's start following this guide in a really quick way. So we're going to use this maven command in order to create the project. Pretty easy. Okay. So the Cogito will leave here the default information like Cogito DMN quick start. Okay. Okay, so here you go. The project is created. CD to enter in the project. And now we can call the code, so Visual Studio Code editor on top of it. Okay, let's move the window in the recorded area. Okay, here we are. For those of you that are not familiar with Visual Studio Code offers a bunch of plugins. One of these that is really useful is the DMN editor that is provided by Red Hat. And so you can easily edit a DMN file. Inside the default project, you will find a standard DMN, so a demo DMN. But okay, we are not going to inspect this more than this. It's not interesting for our purposes. So what we want to do is to call a Java function. So what you have to do here, first of all, you have to create a Java function to call. So first of all, let's create a package. Let's say that we running org.acme.example. Okay, and sorry, but this is the Java separation, but it's not the file separation. Okay, so now we are ready to create our reusable service. Let's say a service.java, and here we can create a class, a public class, which exposes the method that we are going to use inside our DMN file. So let's say that we need to create a public static method. Pay attention that it should be static. And so let's say that the outcome of this method is a string, and we're going to do a really useful function, which take in as input parameter another string, and let's call it a string str. Okay, that's it. Finally, we can return useful thing. plus the input parameter. Okay, so easy peasy. Let me zoom so you can see that it's a really trivial static method, and we want to use this method inside our DMN. Okay, let's create a new DMN here, new file, and let's call it javacall.dmn. Okay, great. So let's use an input parameter, input. Should be a string, say string, and we use the input parameter in a decision that we just call java call, and so to use a java call inside a DMN, we have to use a BKM, a business knowledge model, and say this is useful. This is our useful function. Let's point to the decision. Okay, so we create a relationship, and finally we can define our useful function. So instead of implementing it as fill with the fill expression language, here we select the Java implementation, and here we can define the full qualified name of the class. And let's copy this full qualified name from here. Okay, we can copy in this way, which is a bit so we need okay, this is the fully qualified name of the class. Okay, okay, and here we need to introduce the signature. One important thing to remember is the signature is the name of the method, which include even the data type of the input parameter, but you don't use the actual name of the parameter. So we just introduce a string here. So pay attention that here we need to put the fully qualified name, java.lang.string. Okay, so this is the minor trick that you have to remember. Always the fully qualified name for the classes when you use classes. Otherwise, you can just use the basic input parameter. After this, we are almost ready. We just have to use this useful method inside our Java call decision. And here we can do, oh, I forgot to say how to say the parameter that I want to use. Okay, so I want to pass the my input to useful, but I have to declare this input parameter in useful, and I forgot to do this. Let's go back to useful, and we have to clarify here that we're going to pass some input parameter in order to have a complete DMN file. Okay, let's call it str. The name here is not important. It's just important that it match the actual parameter of the Java function. Okay, so we can save it, and that's fine. Great. So far so good. We can try to run everything. Just a little piece here that is important. Well, at least it's useful. It's quite useful. In order to call the DMN decision, we need to add the open API dependency. So there are multiple ways to do this. So in order to use the Swagger file, and so this is the way. So we just need to add this. Let me check. Sorry, and this. Okay, that's it. This is the way to introduce the dependency. Otherwise, you can use the command line if you prefer. I will add the link to this tutorial as well later. Okay, so let's copy and paste just to save time and make sure that it's all good. Okay, so we are ready. Let's save this artifact in order to make sure that everything is saved. So going back to the command line, we can finally call maven quarkus dev that run our Quarkus project in a development mode. Okay, in a few seconds we have everything up and running. Okay, it's compiling. Oh, so far so good. We have a shortcut in this command line. We just type D like developer, and it will launch for us the developer UI. So here we can inspect the Swagger UI, and we have the Java call. We can post. Okay, we can try it. And let's say Donato here, and here we can see the outcome that is useful Donato. Okay, so it's working. I'm pretty happy with this result. We can, what I would like to show you, it's even another feature that is quite interesting and maybe even make everything more usable. Oh, let me zoom a little bit in so you can see the result. So, useful Donato, it's working as expected. Just to check another name, let's call Matteo, my friend Matteo, and again, so it's working. So far so good. Last feature that I want to add here is the OpenAPI form that is pretty nice capability. Okay, let's add another dependency. I like this feature since it's pretty useful. It gives you a really easy way to test the DMN. Okay, so now we have even an easier way to test the DMN using the OpenAPI form. So instead of using the Swagger file, that is quite technical way, we can run the DMN using the OpenAPI form. Okay, this one. This is the URL. Okay, something is not working. That's let me try it again just to check. Okay, no, it was just a glitch. Okay, so here we have a simplified UI. We can inspect our endpoint. So something is missing. So why it's missing, I guess. Okay, I know why. I know why it's the problem. Like OpenAPI form should be okay. So basically it expects the open URL being in the correct in the standard way, that is just OpenAPI. So how to fix this? We have to, there is a property here which says where to find where to set the OpenAPI URL. Okay, let's see if now it's working. Oh, so far so good, really nice. So sorry it took a fix. So now we finally have the OpenAPI as a form. That is pretty nice to see. So we have just to select the endpoint that we want to test. We have the plain Java call and the most complex result, and the pricing, that is the default DMN available. Okay, so let's focus on our Java call. That is what we want to test. Let's type Donato as input parameter. We can submit and get the final result. Okay, it was a bit messy at the end, I'm sorry, but you know, from mistake you can always learn. I'm going to add to this video the link to this tutorial, how to build a DMN application in Kogito, using Kogito, how to extend the quarkus runtime with the OpenAPI, and finally the OpenAPI feature as a form that is even useful. So I hope that you like this video, and see you next time. Let me, by the way, let me know in the comment if you like it, if you want more on this topic, if you would like to discuss any other topic, let me know. I'm happy to introduce other videos, and so thank you for listening. Bye.